There's another way. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilk empath. I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things. And when I get too much in my head thinking, I gotta get out of my head. So I thought I'd do another little early morning little talk about how my little sermons, my little gospel. I want to take a moment to invite God into the room, into the chat, because I'm here for Him. He gives me the grace to wake up every day, to open my eyes and take in that precious gift of breath. That's the only thing that incarnates us, is the cooperation between our breath and our electricity and our ecosystem. Not everybody woke up today. Not everybody's going to go to sleep tonight. Life is so fragile and valuable, and people made it to be something weird, and now we're getting back on course. People are getting back on course right now. It ain't easy, and it's scary. It's hard to have faith in things that you can't see. I used to always be reminded of how powerful wind was, and a lot of times you can't see wind either. God is the almighty, the highest vibrational frequency, man. He runs the show. He, she, energetically balanced between light and dark, masculine, feminine. I always had a hard time with the higher power, because I go to this church, I go this place, and they'd say, this is what God is. I go to this place, and they go, no, that's not God. Those people are freaking crazy and evil. This is what God is. And all to me, what God is treating people the way you want to be treated, and not putting anybody in any harm, and collecting any of that nasty, freaking pervy sex magic karma along the way, because people use that for power and control too. We're supposed to be living free. Our spirits are supposed to be free. But the evildoers have been into control for too long, and they've done it in such dastardly, devious, manipulative ways. That's why I got to be so careful about what I say, because I know the sweet spots. I know how to, I know the things to say to people to get them to act the way I want them to act. I know all that stuff. But the thing of it is when you manipulate like that, that puts you in a category as a no vibrational being. That makes you a cheat. That makes you a liar. And there's karma to become with that. There's karma to come with that. And so we, all these opportunists, people selling their mother, literally selling their parents, putting them in a home, because they don't want to deal with them. So then you perpetuate that, of not taking care of your loved ones. I mean, I heard my whole entire life, family's all that matters. And I've seen example, but I never got the same treatment, even from my own family, until I realized they never recognized me as family. So when people say to you, family's all that matters, and isn't it wonderful how wonderful I am to everybody in the family, but I wouldn't even come and drive 6 miles to come and pick you up when you called needed for a ride? It's all that, it's twisted it's sick shit, man. Causing harm to people, just being mean, cognitive dissonance. That's why I can't drink anymore. Because I would say, oh, I'm going to be there. Oh, yeah, you need help moving? I'm going to be there. I'll be there. Oh, yeah. And then I'd wake up, and the time would come, and I'd wake up, and I'd be like, oh, shit, I can't even move. I can't be there today. They're going to have to understand. No accountability, no call saying I'm not showing up, just telling people I'm going to be there, and they can count on me, and then reneging. And there's karma that, and, everything we do comes back to us. Everything we do. But it's really weird that the system is like, I was listening to Jessie Zabora. She did a talk with it's like the dream team, it's Jessie Zabora, and hosted by South Aquarius Rising South Africa, and then they had Tarot by Janie on, so she's getting her mix in there, her perspective, and it's really cool. And come find out, she's Scorpio moon. I got Scorpio moon in Vedic and Western. I mean, I try to live who I am based on who I've learned that I am based on my astrology. And I don't, and people say Aries, oh, you're so selfish. Yeah, I'm selfish because I took a freaking $67,000 pay cut to keep my mom out of a home. I'm selfish because I do that, because I know I can't live with the consequence and the guilt, knowing, well, gee, Mom, Marge, You know, just listen to everybody that tells you what you deserve. You know, to tell that has ever told you that that's what you need to do is to put her in there, and then look at them with their relationships with the ones that they love. See, people want you to be like them. So if they put their folks in a home, they're not going to help you to keep them out of it because they put theirs in. So it makes them feel better if they, you know, don't help you and put you in such a desperate way that you have no choice but to do it. But the thing is we'll go camp in the woods and freaking, you know, and then society can watch and be like, man, somebody could have helped up. Here's a pet project, you know, that helped this middle-aged woman, you know, has had this shitty life, you know, a lot, you know, and freaking got past all the hurts of that just to take care of her mom, who, you know, her other people deemed the fault and the cause of all her problems, but she doesn't, you know, because she understands things as an adult, not as the child space in which she saw it. So, nope, you know, I still got up. Hopefully this weekend I'll hear a word, maybe, but I don't freaking know, man, because I got no power in it. Because like, it's weird. I call people, I don't get called back. I write emails, I don't get emails back. I'm like, don't people want people to live in these places? Don't people want people to, you know? And the thing of it is like the places I want to go, Reading, around there, fucking ain't, you know, all these property managers and Airbnbs and shit like that, dude. Guess what? People ain't gonna want to stay in your places. So you're gonna, you know, so all this, you know, money grab that people have been doing, like, oh, instead of renting to a nice family, you know, and giving them a place for, you know, $1,000-$1,200 a month, nice, you know, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, you know, because mortgages for these old houses, if they aren't already paid off, they're like $700, so people are making bank anyway. You know, but everybody wants to pay somebody, and oh, there's liability, and nobody, you know, and it's all word of mouth. So I'm trying to find my club because I don't know how to do it by going out and saying, "Hi, I'm Marge. Can I work for you?" And you know, and I don't know how to do it all the ways that I was programmed to do things. I fell in society. They talk about it on the show that I was just listening to. I was totally programmed. I see. My parents never did like went to college and graduate college, and mom, I think they graduated high school, but so it was always so important to my brother, and I just kind of followed his skirt tails. But what happened was this: he is a brown man, and brown men, good looking, smart, witty, charming, they got a lot different experience than a freaking little freaking brown short lesbian girl. You know, you don't get the same, you don't have the same experience, you know. You know, you have some that's like, come in, welcome, be a part of our group, and me, I'm like, no, we don't. I've gone into bars because my buddies, their stepdads own them, so I'd like go to bar, and then the bartender's like, we don't like your kind in here. And I was just like, dude, I grew up with the freaking bar owner's steps, you know? And it's like, oh, okay, all right, you don't know me, but my kind. What is my kind? Oh, you're a bar and you hang out with bikers and Hell's Angels and Satan and stuff like that. So my kind is of the light. That's what it is. So when I'm not welcome into situations, what I need to do is be like, Marge, look at it as the divine blessing of what what is not allowing you into their group. You know, see, that's the thing, is like, you know, it's thank God all the freaking evil didn't come in and like offer me all this stuff, you know, and like they didn't email back when I was like, shoot, you know, a couple years ago when my car got repoed and I was freaking had 8-pack abs and I was freaking fit and I looked good, you know. I was like, okay, where can I do porn? You know, I need to make a lot of money fast, and I don't care about sex, and, you know, I can do all that, you know, I can disconnect because of my, you know, where can I do that? But those never fell in, because I don't, and thank God, because God willing, in the creek don't rise, I'll get the opportunity to have a kind and loving relationship, the kind that I always imagined, not the kind that I just always fell into and then tried to make it like that, but with with my parts disheveled, I couldn't find, how am I supposed to find a person with their parts together if all my parts are out here? So I had to not be in a relationship for years and years and years, most years of my life, just so that I can put all my parts back together in me, so I can mirror aspect another whole person, because I'm tired of freaking mirroring freaking broke ass bitches, you know, that don't put in the work. you know, and they just keep chasing sensations, you know, and that's how the cougars happen and stuff like that. They're just the cougars and the leches, the old men and women that like the young. Oh, it's so dirty and gross, but it's because they got an idea. They got an idea of like one person that they were with, you know, back when they were 15, and they're locked on that type. I don't got no type. Just like I'm no programmer. That's what I called this talk today. You know, and I've always been real deliberate about how I plan the course of my life, because I'm not going to serve things that are going to get more for my effort than I'm going to get. And what happened was because I listened to my brother, go to college, do that, you got to do that, you got to get a call, you know, because he, you know, and the thing of it is now in 2020, look at all the people aren't going to, you know, it's like, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach everybody for fun and for free on my tube everything I learned in college. You know, that's what I do here is everything I learned in the Air Force, everything I've learned along the way, because people made it clear that they didn't want to help me in my life, you know, by doing that thing where they go to help you out, you know, and then, oh, just kidding, psych, just stuff like that. You know, my whole life people just have been a freaking dick to me. So it's like, all right, so I found my humor because it's like, well, I'm not going to go play with the mean kids. So I'd stay, you know, and I couldn't sleep at night. So I'd watch stuff like My Little Margie and I Married Joan, and, you know, watched all these old war movies, all that programming stuff, all the stuff that they program me with, you know. But the thing of it is I always stayed in my heart and kept close contact with God in my child space. So it's like, I understand that what's real, what feels real, and what's a story. I know what's real and what's a story. And I've been talking out against the storylines that people have been, it's been shoved down our throat that this is real. I'm like, that ain't real, man. That ain't real. That ain't true. That's not how it really is. No, my whole life I'm like, bullshit here, bullshit that ain't, you know. And it was cool, Jeannie, before I stopped listening to their talk to do this one here. She was talking about an angel experience she has. I've been touched by angels and demons. When I was in the Air Force, I had a demon grab my arm. I had been drinking and I was passed out, so I was in the low vibes. I freaking had a dream where this demon grabbed me by the arm. I screamed out against it and freaking pulled. I'm like, not, you know, and I rebuked it, and it freaking let go. And then when I woke up the next morning, I had his arm prints, his fingerprints on my hand. That stuff like that has been my whole life. And then you tell other people about it, and they're like, that didn't happen. That doesn't happen. That is not real. That's not real. That didn't happen. Why doesn't that happen? Because that happened to you, and then somebody was too afraid about the reality of it, that this shit's real. And then so by saying that doesn't happen, it's like, but the thing of it is so many people have created an earth where they think that things don't happen. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen around you. And the thing of it is people their eyes are being made to open, because 2020 is a year of clear vision, where they have to step into the reality of there is good and there is straight up evil, and people have been perpetuating the Luciferi freaking fairy tale for a long time. And people like me allowed it because, like, I'm just going to go to college. I'm just going to go in the Air Force. I went into a cockpit because I gave the pilot a ride to his B-1 bomber. Not the B-2, the B-1. And those things have killed thousands of people. Because of a threat, stuff like liabilities, because of things that haven't happened. And so this is the karma that I get to transmute by living my life for God, because I live my life to perpetuate all the evil doing. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just doing it so I get a job and take care of my mom. That's all. You know, I didn't mean to freaking be a part of killing people and freaking, you know, because I was in Operation Iraqi bullshit. I was a part of that. And there have been conflicts and things that were like, we got, you know, that there's an actual threat, maybe. Let's hope so. Because Operation Desert Storm wasn't, you know, and all these other, you know, all these stuff that Donald Trump is pulling people out of. He's pulling, we don't need to be there. Why have we been there? Oh, so millionaires can get millionaire-ier. Billionaires can get billionaire-ier. You can't live that. There's no spirit in that. There's no God consciousness. There's no nothing in that. And Jesse is also talking about, sorry about Keanu. Sorry about him, man. Dude, when people are millionaires and they live in such a small, so many famous people in LA, with all the actors and stuff like that. But there's even more and more homeless people. They could have all been doing, all the stuff that they paid the organizations. They connect the dots. Jesse does it. I just want them people to go talk, listen to her talk. So then I don't got to share, go on, spend the time talking about the stuff I know about. But I mean, and all the people doing withdrawals. And she talks about the juicy chrome and how it's in proofs, just like booze, because booze take your spirit too. And they just try to do things that make you feel bad. And then once they know they have you, they're just going to have you keep doing worse and worse things to serve the Luciferi tale. It's all biblical, man. It's all biblical. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I know a lot of people are hoping and praying for me that, any second I'm going to call Marge. We got a place for you and Ma. And then I can move, because I don't do idle. And I've been idle for 3 years, man. I've been trying to come up with creative ways because I fell out of the program, and since they don't think I play right the way that they want me to play, then they don't let me play the game at all. But by the grace of God, I've been getting through on life by the skin of my teeth. But still, the skin of my teeth is a lot more than a lot of people have. That's why I really want to open. Dude, I get to a place where I can, I just want to set up communities. And I don't want them to be policed and regulated by people that don't follow rules, because people, look at all the control freaks right now. People that don't have any self-governance. They can't even control what they put in their mouths, what they drink, because they're so over unhealthy and disheveled that they can't, how is anybody going to get a connection to spirit polluting them own selves, and I'm going to buy what they're, so that they're going to take care of me? No, that's what I did. I put my faith into these outside beings. I trusted these trusted servants, and the thing of it is they were never ever trustworthy to begin with. Ever. Huh? I wonder what happened in Portland last night. I saw a picture, and I don't even know if it was a picture, because there's so many pictures floating around. They put old ad pictures on, and tie people to articles that aren't even related. So it's just like, I just know that Proud Boys are. It's just like, if you're so proud, why don't you stay in your own communities and freaking help build some places where the homeless can stay? You know what I mean? Stop freaking burning cities down. Stop wrecking shit. That's all Lucifer. That's all perpetuating the Lucifer. BLM perpetuates what the Luciferi. Anything that is trying to create division. That's hierarchy. That's somebody that. There's a hummingbird right there. Did you see him? He was right there. He was the one that came over earlier. And he was like about 6 inches pat. That's how close he was to me in my reach. See, and I know people, and see, I know there's shadow and light in everybody, and there's like people that like metalheads that I know, they've been into death metal their whole entire life. People are trying to find their group. They just haven't had the positivity exposed in the groups that they've found a part of. And this one guy, I known him since I was a kid. He grows some of the greatest freaking flower ever. It's because of his heart space. And people, they might make bad choices and I do things, make mistakes or whatever like that. I don't know, that stuff's none of my business. But the thing of it is the goodness outweighs more of the darkness. This guy, dude, he calls his deer, he calls animals earth puppets, or I don't know, something like that. But like deer, will come and eat out of his hand and stuff like that, and that takes a high vibrational being. That is an agreement between that deer. The last couple days, yesterday and the day before, a deer was coming through. Tucker came out and he saw one. He was barking at it, and it scared the deer off. It was like a little teenage deer. So I didn't even make any notes. I was just like, I'm in my head, and I'm trying to get out of my head, so I'm going to go ahead and get on and talk through this stuff, and then see if I can't make myself, or connect with some other people, See, because there's been times in my life that I would just go get a bottle. I'll just go get a bottle. It doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I'll get a bottle of Jack Daniels, and, and then as soon as that hits in, it's like, the demons come in and they tell you how everything is going to be okay, but don't do anything. Actually, it's the demons that start by telling you to go get a bottle and that everything's going to be. See, if anything at all, anything that is trying to tell you to do something that is harmful for you, and hangovers are harmful, alcohol is straight up poison, then it's a low vibrational frequency, because God, Jesus Christ frequency, Christ consciousness only wants people to be joyful and happy. Fear has always been imposed. You know, like even like the stuff that happened to me with the that's always because somebody was in a position that they were scared and they chose fear over faith. You know, people know who people are. We know who people are. They tell us who we are. That's why I don't. You got to keep, connections. I don't know. It's all so hard. Who's in the talkie room? Hello again. Laura, did you do hair? Was that Laura that was going to go do hair? Yeah, see, all of it. And that's the thing is, like, the thing of it is, like, when I was in 15, 16, somewhere around, it was right around the time that the Lost Boys came out. I got to, because a girl I knew in high school, her mom dated this guy who did prosthetics, fake, all the shoes and stuff like that, and for prosthetics for all kinds of things, and he did them. He had two practice. He has a small air plat. Now this is a big deal in the '90s. He had like a small, like little, and he'd fly back and forth between Santa Cruz and Redding, because he had a buddy that was in practice with in Redding, and then he did his thing out of Santa Cruz. Well, he had a small, so we went down to visit him one time. Did like the pancake in Felton, just north of Santa Cruz. I don't know, maybe it burned down this last year. But I got to do the pancake breakfast in a covered bridge, and then we got to fly over Santa Cruz coming in with the fog, just like the opening scene of where they're flying around the fog in Lost Boys. But the thing of it is because of the impressions and the people that were brought into my life as a young girl, I already knew about programming. And I mean, my mom had a boyfriend when I was 6 years old that came from Vietnam that talked about MK Ultra, and they always ran in groups that read books in 1984 and A Brave New World and all those, the outwardly thinking, the people that got quiet to get in touch with source, to got the real true knowings. So it's like I always knew this stuff existed, but I also know that good exists in everything too. So you can't just like look at things for face value, because like I told you, I've been grabbed by a demon in my sleep, but I've also been touched by angels, and that means there's like one time I was getting a ride back from a cab driver. I swear, man, I was so drunk I couldn't see. I was like, I cover that because like when people that drink to drive home, they'd cover one eye because they'd take out the double vision kind of thing. It's an old joke, but it's not funny because there's nothing funny about it. And that's the thing is being able to find humor in unhumorous things ain't funny. And like just look at Hollywood and what a weird way they're in right now because of all the stuff that they vampirism, it's all perpetuated. But no, that's not real. That's not it. But the thing is, it's all real. It's all real. And I've knew since I was a little girl that them Sonics and the freaking the cult rituals and stuff right below the Masonic temple, and it's like a lot of people have lived this way, and we've been paying attention. It's the whole population of people that say no, that doesn't happen. No, that they're the ones that are freaking doing it. They're the ones that are doing it. Hi, Keejan. Hope you're having a rad day. That's the thing is that's why I don't like to freaking... Words are spells, man, and I gotta come proper. I gotta get the cat in. Come on, kitty kitty. Yeah, you're venturing up. Kitty kitty kitty. And I do stuff all the time to get myself out of my uncomfortability, because I know that if you set yourself up to, and it's like, oh, I'm only going to be comfortable if this happens. You know, I live my life for years and years. Okay, if I get a girlfriend and I'm only going to be comfortable then. But I had all that and I was still miserable. So what happened is I had to get quiet and get comfortable with me and get, and stop getting the programming out of my head that other people put there by telling me, you know, Marge, what's wrong with you? You can't get a job. Marge, what's wrong with you? What's wrong? It's always been, Marge, what's wrong? And the thing of it is ain't nothing ever been wrong with me. Is because I have the ability to look at positive situations and straight up hellish situations, and I can still dance around and laugh, and people want you to be like them. So if they're miserable, they want to make you miserable too, because they don't know how that somebody can be as joyful and loving and kind without having a freaking hot shower in 3 years. You know what I mean? Or freaking flushing the toilet with creek water, And it's like, why? Because somebody somewhere has the power. They always have the power to not help you. But all I hear my whole entire life is, oh, well, I've done all these wonderful things in my, for all these people, all these famous people, all these stars, all these organizations. They were on South Africa, Aquarius Rising South Africa. They were talking about, all the, Charlie's, they adopt kids. Look at all the famous people. Look at all the famous people that have had a kid that died. It's freaking what's that guy's name? Travolta. He's been, and I look at the ones that have been flying under the radar too, like the Charlize. When they're too good, oh, I'm not doing anything. Nothing to see here. We're just, I'm all adopting kids and collecting bloodlines from all over the planet, like collecting pawns and pieces of, like they're pieces of chessboard, Angelina Jolie, they collect, that chick straight up freaking was married to Billy Bob Thornton, and they freaking wore each other's vials of blood on each other. Or if they're ever drinking, it's like, no, see, people like me, blood stays inside your body. It is not to be consumed. It's not supposed to go in our food products. It's not supposed to go in our Pepsi. It's not supposed to go in, natural flavoring is, you're not supposed to, and so it's this, God, man, this whole, I was like, oh my God, I think it was Key Jin. I think that she was the one, I'm like, that is what the perpetuating of all the abortion is about in the late term. And then people praise like that little lizard lady that just died. That little lizard lady. She's a little lizard lady. She's go big red backwards, and I ain't big into the big red. Look at that, go big red. I wonder if is that for the corn huskers, or are they hailing Satan? Out there, because Nebraska's weird in itself. And they look at the guy that wrote from Nebraska that wrote Sideways. And all, dirty, chasing sensations when people just have to look for glory outside, man. They get themselves twisted up in some nasty shit. So, all of this dark, she was the one that told me about that. And I'm just like, well, that makes sense, that tracks. But then you have pro-choice, you gotta give people a choice, let them, and it's like, and I was the one that was like, okay, if you do it one time, I get it. But there are people that do it freaking straight up. Like 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, it's, ooh, that's some nasty ass karma, man. Oh, I was watching, they were talking about Moloch. Jesse was telling a story about Moloch and how his ass is pinned to a freaking wall right now with some pegs. Though I can't remember the name of them, but they're named, with all things in trust in God or something like that. These it's just like, oh, that's like Hogwarts, but from heaven. It's like a heavenly Hogwarts, like that they have these, there's light magic too. I'm of the light magic. I'm a light magic. I like to blast out dark magic. But you got to go to the dark places to find the dark magic to blast it out. And who does that? Who Who in society at all is going into the freaking... Besides the people telling their stories and stuff like that. No, they just always do movies about it and they make themselves a hero about it, but these storylines exist outwardly in the world, you know? They exist outwardly in the world. But know this, that God, through all things, God is the most divine, has always been my understanding of it. Oh, I didn't tell a story about when getting a ride home from Faces from a cab driver. I swear, man, I was so wasted that I couldn't see straight. And that dude, I swear he was a troll. I swear to this day, I'm like, I don't care, but he was like hoggy and horny, like a straight up troll, you know. And you know that he only worked at night in the darkness and stuff like that, because you gotta, you know, because people aren't gonna be warm and receptive. But we got to chatting it up and stuff like that. Dude didn't even. He gave me a ride home. He didn't charge me for the fare, you know. But other people would see him, and if they had evil in them, then they would just be like, what are you? And like, you know, and so, but the thing is I go by energy, and it's kind of like, even though, well, that guy is freaking compromised too, but Men in Black, and that people have their energy and how they manifest as they actually are in different, you know, and so that dude was like, I mean, but he was cool to me, you know, and that's the thing, and maybe, you know, it doesn't matter what people, I mean, yeah, it matters how people treat other people. But are they mostly treating people good and then like sometimes they're an asshole? Or are they going out and they're just spewing evil wherever they go? So how long have I been talking here? I might be come on a little bit, well, about the 30-minute mark, so. Now I got, you know, now we get to, you know, I don't want to do anything today. I don't want to do nothing, but I got to go to the store and I got to look at the truck again. And the thing of it is, everything is so divine. Everything is by God. I give it to God. I just got to keep giving it to God and get through this day. And I want to encourage other people to, if you're having a hard time, just get through this second. Just get through this moment. Just get through this particular time. And then do the foot prayers here in a little bit to do what you got to do next. So everybody is coming closer to God, or they're going closer to fear, and they're going to start doing the demonic things. So, yeah, I always found a hymn connected to God, the hymn connected to the hymn, but it was me that severed it. It was me that severed it. It was me that you know, and I'm right back in his lap thinking, you think Autumn does hair? Somebody came on this morning and said she was going to go do hair. Maybe it was, anyway, but yeah, appreciate them. Yeah, but I had no example on how to love me because my parents didn't love me, so it was a long road to get how. And it was only through having my dogs and my animals, because it was through them that it's like, that I live past my anger. That it's just like, I can't be scary, angry, pissed off Marge right now because I'm not getting my way, because it scares the animals. And when I was growing up, I was around big scary men that like to scare the kids, that like to keep us in a scared state. I was always in a scared state. That's why I'm like, I feel like that dude in Data in frickin' Goonies that is like, no, I don't want to be scared. I don't want it. No, I want to be done. I want to just be there. I just want to be on the other side and have my own place again. I had my own place in Nebraska, and I was called to come out here, and all hell broke loose. So what do? You know, just live and love for God, right? Just live for God. Oh, I'm going to meditate today. Actually, I think I'm going to go tend to the dogs right now and then meditate, because I reached out to a couple people today already, and I already haven't heard back. So I gotta go. That's the thing, is I always understood praying is talking to God. Okay, God, these are all the things, you know, not even like wish list or anything, but I'm like, these are all the concerns in my life for right now. And then meditation, as I understood it, is receiving the words back. So I am definitely going to meditate today here in a little bit. So yeah, I my whole life is built on fucking how kids and people shouldn't live, but there's so many of us that are living this way. And that where it's just like, we're the government agencies with all the billionaire bailouts and all the bank bailouts and the gazillions of dollars with their interest and compound interest and economic stroking of stimulus and all that shit. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. All I want to do is to live someplace where we're warm in the winter and cool in summer. And we got food in our bellies, and we don't even eat that much, you know? We ain't picky. It's all the freaking people that are living for the Luciferi lifestyle that are creating the shit, because they all gotta keep all the stuff for us, because that's the Luciferi way. You know, all the mega churches. I mean, there's enough money on this. Dude, if people just said, you know what, money doesn't exist. Just find a place. If the place is empty, and ain't nobody in it, take it. It's yours. Right? Right? That seems to be things like that. I mean, these things are easy to do. All somebody who says it? Who says it? Who says it? Is it the Bloombergs that say it? Is it the Rothschilds that say it? Is it the Jesuits? Is it the... So who do we got to talk to be like, hey, can we have enough? Can we have some of our own? Because what billionaire do I need to tag in a tweet to be like, I need a fucking place to live. Do you want to help me? You want to take me in and show people how wonderful you are? Because all I hear about is how much people help people, and then all I see is the millions of people, not just in the United States. I've been talking about the puddles of refugees in Europe for years that we caused. Because we blew up all their cities and countries and nations, emptying out our arsenal because of the frickin' Luciferi, you know. Where's all the sorries? Where's all the accountability? Where's all the, I'm sorry, I live like that? Where's all the people doing a 180? We're all of them, you know. And the people that have helped me, they don't got it to help. They don't got it to give. I had one guy give me $1,000 to help move. I know he don't got it to give. Another woman. People are spreading themselves thinner to make me feel better. And I gotta transmute any negative, because I could feel like shit like that for all day. When there's so many fucking people that have non-profits. The church people across the street, they live in a house that they don't pay for. And before this happened, they got to fly South America, Colorado, all over the world, praising Jesus in God's glory name. I think they're Mormons. They don't believe in reincarnating. I'm not saying that Mormons are bad, but I'm just saying that some are real ignorant in a lot of ways that of people that they're serving. And you know what's funny about them? They bring over, it's like, here's a little, you know, they'll bring loaves and fishes. They'll bring us some food every now and again. Never fucking once invited me into their house for a hot shower. But the woman at the laundromat did. You see what I mean? It's heart space. Either people want to help or they want to hinder. Oh, gee, I would love to help you, but I just can't. And inside they're going, I'm going to go home and I'm going to think about how I didn't help this person in need. And how powerful I am because I could have helped this person in need. But I didn't feel that way right then. And I'll go home and I'll drink my whiskey and I'll drink my wine and I'll think about it. And I'll tell Luciferi about, hey, did I bid you good day today, sir? Because I did not help, I hindered today. That's how it works, folks. That's how it works. And then you have us freaking faithful types of just, how can I help people? And right now it's just like, Marge, you're supposed to be helping yourself. But at the same time, when I start getting too worried about all the stuff I need to do to help myself, and I get all frazzled, then that's when I'm like, okay, what can I do for my fellow man to ease his? And that's why I'll probably do one other talk, maybe do two more. Maybe I'll just come back and just talk, keep going. But, I know that people with certain placements right now are extra active, but at least I don't got the juicy chrome frickin' withdrawals and shit. I mean, I'm starting to this is stress. These are stress. This is from stress. I'm starting to get... Plus, I don't get to shower, so I don't get to wash my face every day. I mean, I do wash but it's not the same. And I don't get to use hot water. Unless I freaking boil it in my teapot, and I'll fill up when I wash my hair, when I feel like spa days. Well, when it's warm, I can just put a jug of water in the sun, and then that'll get it warm, and I can wash my hair. But now it's starting to get fall, so I can boil water in a teapot. See, I got floaties and shit in here. It don't matter, People care too much about freaking, The important part is staying clean. I think about how many people don't clean themselves, how many people don't brush their teeth. The bacteria that can collect in your mouth is enough to make people think freaking crazy things in itself, So, I mean, but people don't care. They're just like, oh, I just don't feel like brushing my teeth. And it's like, dude, why do you hate yourself? You got to take care of yourself. People don't brush their teeth fall out, People don't exercise, people don't stretch, people don't do all the basic things, and then it's just they just go around doing shit that feels good all the time, and then when the stuff stops working that always felt good before, now it doesn't feel good so much anymore. Oh shit, now what do I got to do to feel good? Oh, okay. Well, I don't know how to feel good, so I'm going to go make other people miserable because I don't know how to feel good myself. And then all that happens. But so weird. Anyway, God is good. Whenever I start like, God is good, I'll be weird. God is good. So that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.